This isn't a book of how to be successful. This is a book of reflections of incredibly successful entrepreneurs looking back on the arc of their career and say, what were the lessons they learned along that arc of their career?
It's a great read. There's 40 different tips. They're all short little chapters. But let's start with the title as the first tip.
One of the things that's been proven time and time again is grit beats IQ almost every time. If you think you're a genius, maybe not an entrepreneur. Go, work in a science lab. Entrepreneurs, on average, are a different species than the rest of business folk, however you want to talk about it. And what I'm talking about is, are you cut out to be an entrepreneur? Do you have the guts, the fortitude, the self-discipline, the ego? As a young entrepreneur, I was amazed. I knew I was successful, but I had friends who were working at corporations and real estate brokers and this, that, and the other, and they seemed to be leading a much better lifestyle than I was leading. Their apartments were fixed up nicer. They were going on nicer vacations, more dinners. Every night out was a social event. They were living the life, right? That's what you want to do. I wasn't the live. I was working my ass off. That was what I was doing, and I was saving money, and I was the banker of last resort for my business. And one of the things that I realized is almost all of our members, not everyone, but most of our members had to delay gratification in their career for 5 and 10 and 20 and 30 years to marshal the resources so they could be the banker of last resort for their business. While I was going to college, I'd been working in this warehouse on the Hudson River. So this building was the biggest building in the world when it was built, but it was an old industrial warehouse. And it had fallen into disrepair and poor economics. And I'm looking at all these modern buildings. The World Trade Center had just gone up, the first World Trade Center. I'm looking back at these decrepit rail yards, and there, these modern, I said, something's wrong with this picture. And so I had this idea when I was 17. Now the clock goes forward, that's 25. I was able to structure the purchase of that building with a partner, and we commenced the world's largest commercial renovation, which I always thought was a good thing for a first project. Luck tends to favor those who are prepared and ready to take the risk. Everybody says he was so lucky, she was so lucky, but what they always forget is the person who looks so lucky was ready to go, took the risk, and did it. It's half of life is just showing up, and the people who you seem are so lucky, you can make your own luck. Not 100%, but if you do it on average, it'll work out fine.